John Sakr, welcome.
Benny V.
Finally.
What's going
Fuck,
on?
people don't know what we've just had to go through for the last half an hour, maybe even longer, of issues with our fucking recording. It just still doesn't seem like it's 100%, but we'll just play with it and see how we go.
That's it. All those lessons in high school when you were on the computer,
Bro,
paying attention.
Honestly, if I paid closer attention to that stuff, I would not have this issue. But legit, we sat down on Wednesday, had a bit of a problem with the technical stuff.
Yeah.
And then we called again today, and I didn't even change the settings, and it's shit itself again,
Just
bro.
being a bit stubborn.
I don't know why. I don't know how. I need to get someone in here that is more technically advanced than I am. As you can see right now, I'm just still fucking with it. But anyways,
right. We got there, bro.
We're here. Hopefully it works. But what's going on?
Not much.
How's things going? I saw you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
People that don't know, we recorded about 2 hours and then it fucking shit itself. I don't know what happened.
It was a good chat.
It was awesome.
It
was good. I'm surprised we're back here doing it again because usually once you've done it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But I feel like we can do it again. I don't think we're gonna have that issue. I'm just gonna go down a little bit. Okay. So, bro, let's sort of try and go off where we were before. We were talking a little bit about everything before, but I guess from where you started to where you are now, to what product you've developed with the Myo-Trig, to the training, to... And I guess it's interesting because a lot of people are it's quite popular now, the fitness stuff, you know? It's almost...
it's a massive industry.
And it's... I guess it's great because anybody that has a body can really pick it up and do a course, and if they really love it, they'll be good at it. But you've sort of expanded on that in a way. You've sort of got the boot camp, you've got this Myo-Trig product.
Yeah.
And we touched on it. I think let's go over it again because it's quite a unique product where it's basically, and I fucked around with it before, and I felt how deep it went into my leg.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think it's... I wish you brought it again today, but the actual way it works, and just from that couple of seconds on my leg, I was actually able to really see how it works and what it does.
So that's what sets us apart. We focus on that stroke length. So that stroke length allows you to get deep into those muscles.
How deep is it?
That's a 20 mil stroke at the moment.
20 mil? It's like a tattoo, right? Isn't that what a tattoo length is?
Yeah. So it's like most other massage guns on the market, like the one you mentioned about,
Oh, the Aldi one. My business partner fell off his chair. He's like, "Fuck, it's $100."
Yeah.
I said, "Bro, it's not gonna be legit."
So what they do is they reduce the stroke to about 8 mil. So it's more of like a vibrational feeling.
Oh, it's not going into the muscle. It's just like on the surface.
Yeah, it's a very they're not really good, man. They're not really good.
Well, if it's $100, and like what yours are probably a few more hundred than that, right?
Yeah, mine's 300.
Yeah. So there's a reason why it's 360.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a reason why all these famous people are buying it, not the Aldi one. But it did sell out pretty quickly. But when you get married, you start fucking shopping at Aldi all the time.
Yeah.
All these bonus specials and all this stuff.
I'm addicted to Audi, bro.
Well, first time I went to Aldi, right? I was really, really young when it first opened. I went with my mum, and I walked through this shopping centre, and there's fucking pallets everywhere. Yeah. There's like flour, like they just put the flour on the pallet in the little bags of flour. But then they fucking rip open, or someone trips over, and there's just shit everywhere. The guys at the counter just sitting there on their chair going, yeah. This is the most morbid, depressing place I've ever visited.
Badly. All I think about, because I'm a coach, all I think about when I go to the counter, I see that guy sitting there scanning, all I think about is how tight his hips must be, bro. I just think, bro, this guy's hips...
Are you going to stand or sit, bro?
If you're just stuck.
If you're at a cash register, give me a fucking seat all day, man. I'm not going to stand there, bro, for 8 hours straight and just... But when I went back, I was blown away. They actually had infrastructure. Yeah, pallets everywhere. They had prices. You didn't know. You just grab it and scan it. You didn't know what it was, what it cost. But just generally, it's 20-30% cheaper than most. Like you get an apple from Woolies and an apple from Aldi. They look the same, but they're just 50 cents cheaper at Aldi. Yeah, doesn't make sense. I guess it's more the fixed costs are probably a lot less at Aldi. There's not really much. Yeah. But and they're buying their shit direct. I don't know how they're doing it. But that gun was like, what's $100?
Yeah.
Fuck.
There's heaps, man. Like if you see online, there's people drop shipping from. They're actually Chinese companies, and they'll drop ship from China for like $70 US.
What's drop ship? What do you mean?
So drop shipping is basically you order the product and you don't know where. Basically, you're ordering it from the factory where it's made, and it's drop shipped.
So I want a pair of shoes.
It comes directly from the manufacturer to your house.
Wow.
That's called drop shipping.
What? Okay.
So it doesn't
Who does that?
So there's a lot of people do it. So let's say, for example, like you want to start an online business.
Yeah.
You want to start selling watches. You really like these watches from this company in Bali. Mm-hmm. So you say, I want to set up a system with you guys.
Yeah.
And they have access, not full access, but they have access to your website.
Mm-hmm.
Most e-commerce platforms like Shopify and that, you can allow people access without having full access.
Right.
And then every time you get an order, they see the order and they see exactly where it needs to go to. So you're kind of the middleman, but you're not actually seeing the stock. You're just seeing the money coming.
You're organising the transit. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like you're brokering it almost.
Exactly.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
So it just goes straight from, and not all suppliers do it, but some people will, and it just goes straight from them. It might take. The only thing there is like there's pros and cons. Is like you don't have control over the stock. If it's a faulty, you can't check it before. You know what I mean?
Right, so you could get the item. Well, I guess you're bypassing the middleman, right? You're bypassing the Audi, the Big W, the Rebel Sport, whatever it is. Even, would electronic companies do this too? Like if you wanted to buy a TV, well, Kogan's almost that, right?
I think they might have some warehouses here.
Yeah, but they're sort of effectively you're buying Kogan from Kogan and they're just shipping it straight to you, right? Like,
yeah, but Kogan would make like their system or what do they call that board, the motherboard inside the TV.
I get you.
That's made in China.
Oh, so you're literally talking everything manufactured on that. So this bottle of water made in Fairfield by Bob's fucking.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you.
Drop ship.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that what you're doing with the Myo-Trig?
No. So I bring it in here. So the pros, I get to look at everything and make sure everything's fine.
Yeah.
The con, you got to pay tax to bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay duty, all that stuff. Whereas you can sort of get away from that because you're not bringing in,
because you're physically housing it, right?
That's
right. And then exporting it.
Exactly. So then you got warehouse costs. So what people do is they actually just set up an office or they work from home and they just drop ship. So they just work e-commerce, but they send everything.
So like if I wanted to start designing t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
With my logo, my podcast logo on it, for example.
Yeah.
I would go to Alibaba or whatever, and you order 500 or you click to order. What do you do?
So you'd just negotiate with the manufacturer and say, this is what I want. See if that's something they do. So you guys willing to drop ship, and then you can. If you want, by that time you would have a website, so you'd be able to give them access to your website, and then every order that you get shows up for them too, and they'll send it straight to your.
Interesting. So with your Myo-Trig, are you like, once someone places an order, you organise stock, or you've just got stock sitting there? How do you work?
So I have stock sitting there.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to manufacture quite a bit of stock. We manufacture a lot, and we keep some over there, and then we bring some here, just because of warehouse space. So we bring some here, and then once we sort of see we're getting low, we know we need to bring
start topping up.
Yeah.
And what with your stuff, because your traffic is 99% online, right?
Yeah.
It's predominantly all online.
It's all online.
Have you ever thought about going into a shop or setting up a fixed arena or something?
So we have some pretty big plans. Like we're going to start speaking to chiropractors, physios.
Good idea.
We're going to go to the head, so we're going to try and get into the Chiropractors Association of Australia, Physio Association of Australia, and get to the head, and then sort of see if we can have them, work out a deal, and then have them across, all physio and chiropractic clinics.
Well, something because you've got a lot of league players, it'd be good to start with the league teams.
Yeah,
there's a guy in where is he? Harris Park, Chiro.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone in there, you see Jared Haynes sitting there, High Marsh sitting there.
Yeah.
All the, I think he actually looks after the
Is
paramedics.
Kevin?
Kevin, Kevin Ivan.
Kevin Ivan.
Man, my mum.
I used to go see him.
My mum was like, wouldn't stop singing about this Kevin dude.
Yeah, he was good, man.
But he was so good. This is the thing. No shitting on any particular chiros individually.
Yeah.
But like I'd go in there, he'd throw the heat pack on me for 20 minutes. All right, that's where it's sore. Comes out, feels around, goes, okay, yeah, cracks my jaw, cracks my back, does my neck. I feel like I'm human again.
Yeah.
And then I wake up the next morning and I'm back to where I was. It's like, fuck, am I going to go back again?
Yeah.
You know? I find a massage will give you a little bit more...
all that stuff has changed now. Like, when I used to play footy, I used to go to him because I had bad ankles for 2 years and literally like fucked up ankles, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the boys would go and play basketball on a Friday. I used to go and I used to go watch because I had a game on Saturday.
Bad?
My ankles would be killing
What
me.
was it? Was it the Achilles? Was it the...
So because I had torn a ligament in my ankle playing rep footy, when I went back to normal local comp, I never really, back then I didn't give a fuck. Like, I never really rehabbed it or anything that.
What's rehab? Back then, what fucking rehab?
Yeah, exactly. So then what had happened was the body had sort of adjusted to walking a certain way so I wouldn't feel pain.
Yeah.
And it stayed that
way. It
way.
does that, right, yeah. Did I throw off your height or your balance or anything?
It throws like you have like one leg shorter than the other, throws your hips off.
Your shoe would be indented on one side more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they ended up, he ended up cracking my ankles. I'd been going physio for 2 years, bro. I'd play a game on Saturday, Sunday, and then I'd straight away home, ice. I wouldn't go to school, nothing. I'd just be looking after my ankles, yeah. And then I went and saw him, bro, one session, but I cried the first time. The first time he cracked my ankles and I finally felt normal again, bro, I literally cried. It was 2 years of pain, bro. I swear to you.
But did it go back?
No. So what he did, the brain, or your body goes through what's called, or your brain does, it's called proprioception, right? So it's proprioception.
Okay.
So it's your brain's awareness in space, your body's awareness in space. So your body naturally wants to move back to that position because it knows that position for a long time.
Yeah.
So what he would do, he would crack it and he would tape them, so they would stay in that point. So then
it's scary how he knows without even looking, like underneath the skin. He just feels around. He's like, oh yeah. You know, he said to me once. He said, because I was chewing too much on my right side.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
He had to crack my jaw. I thought he was going to break my head, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, what? He's just severed my fucking jaw. But
bro.
You don't realise these little 1%ers that will really impact how...
For sure, man.
How healthy you get. My business partner, bro, his shoulder is... Like, he's doing all these stretches for it now, but you can even feel it. It's like he did something to his shoulder and the muscle has reattached and grown over it. So the way his back is now one side sort of up.
Really?
And that was just from an injury that wasn't treated correctly in the right time, and the muscle just hardened against.
Yeah.
And it's now created a
problem.
It's
like calcified.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was like, and he suffers so much from it.
Fuck.
He's doing this. He's got the resistance bands. He's got the ball that you put up against a wall. All that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Myo-Trig works so well for all those things. Like, even like, you said that they put the heat pack on you.
Yeah.
The Myo-Trig on a lower setting, so on a lower speed, is what chiros would use instead of a heat pack.
Oh, just like a walk, just to get
it's
you ready.
It's kind of like a warm up, yeah. So what they're doing basically is they're increasing blood flow to the area, so it's not such a shock to your body when they do manipulate.
Right. Yeah, because they have to. Yeah. Tenderize it a bit.
They got to tenderize it. So that's what effectively the Myo-Trig does.
Bro, I found the chiro was just constant back and it was like a regular thing. I never understood why. Like, if I'm going to the doctor and I have the flu and he gives me antibiotics, that course should really fix me, right? I can continue on with my life.
Yeah.
Where it was like, no, you just got to keep. And it was the same spot, just re-cracking it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, first of all, I got to wait an hour for you every time. Without fail. The cunt was busy as shit, man, always busy. And then you do your thing, and then, like, you'd expect to always feel it 100% after the course. This is the one thing I hated about it. After the first proper session, I felt $1 million. Like, man, oh my God, I can move my body properly, everything.
Yeah.
And then...
There's so many hours in the week where...
Oh, that's right, bro. Sitting, standing,
habits,
training.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing as well. Like, as a coach, we work closely with physios and chiros now. A lot of the new age physios and chiros know what they're doing. The biggest thing is when they manipulate you, right? So when they crack you, or when they get in there and do massage, or when they get in there and dry needle you, whatever, you're meant to go away. And so there's obviously a weakness or an imbalance somewhere. So you're meant to go away and work on developing
Fixing
strength.
that. Yeah.
So that's why, like, a lot of the time people come back and they say, I'm not getting better. But
You've done the same thing that you shouldn't have.
Yeah, like what have you been doing to get better?
Well, it's like homework, right?
Yeah.
You don't do your homework, you're not going to fucking pass your exam or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. So, okay, so there's a bit more to it. Because he never, well, not him, but generally he wasn't saying, right, so when you go home, you've got to try and do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
It was like, and this is, again, no shitting on him particularly, but that was sort of why I got a bit over the chiro.
Yeah.
And then someone was telling me massages are really good if you can do a few a week. If you're training, like I was training pretty heavily before my kid was born, but man, all the weights, and then I started transitioning a little bit of cardio and a little bit of like, what do you call it? High intensity stuff.
Yeah.
You know, at the gyms, I got those things.
Yeah, the battle ropes.
Yeah, those, not the ropes. The ones where it's like a... Same thing as the battle ropes. A lot of the fighters use them. Yeah. It's got like two handles coming from the top, and you just pull it down.
The skis.
That's whatever that is. Fuck that machine. Yeah, it's mum. With that, with the medicine ball. Actually, a mate of mine, my mate used to train. Like he was a fighter. Yeah. And he stopped when he had his kids. But we'd go and train like he was training when he would fight. And we started doing those things, and then the medicine balls, and then the tire. Yeah. And that was a warm-up, and like 15, 20 minutes, it's good if you're fit, right? 20 minutes in, I was like, brother, what the fuck? I can't even move. And then he wanted to roll, like jiu-jitsu afterwards. Yeah. Like, bro, did you have like 15 lines before we did this? What the fuck is going on?
They're good, bro. Like, if you're fight ready or fight fit.
Yeah.
They're really
Bro,
fit,
I follow Tyson Pedro pretty closely on his Instagram, and he's done his knee again, right? He was fighting February this year. Yeah. And... fucking injured, right? Yeah. But he's in the gym. Like every time I log on, he's in the gym and he's doing that fucking thing, and he's doing all of that. Yeah. I'm like, brother, how are you doing this?
He's doing a lot of he's at like could be about phase 2 in his recovery, so he's doing a lot of stability. Yeah. A lot of stability stuff.
You speak to him?
I don't speak to him much. I've had a little bit of like contact with him. Yeah. I'll respond to a couple of stories and stuff like that, you know. We spoke a little bit before, you know, we got him on with Myo-Trig and that. Yeah. And it's been helping.
So did he reach out to you?
We sort of had a mutual connection. Sweet. And then we sort of just worked it out that way. He was looking for a massage gun at the time.
I was hoping the Ben Simmons podcast I did with Rodney was the channel. And like, because that's interesting, man. Because it's funny that like Instagram's the vessel where you talk to all these people.
Yeah, bro.
Isn't it? It's so crazy, right?
It's crazy. A lot of my business wouldn't be what it is without Instagram.
A lot of business wouldn't exist. Even like our finance business, you know, podcasting, all that stuff sort of stems into Instagram. But even Twitter, to a certain degree, you're literally able to speak to someone who, you know, famous celebrity sports person. Yeah. And if they feel like it, they'll reply.
That's right.
That's like right. I follow Masvidal. He's in Sydney now. He came and did his thing.
He's a champ.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend. This guy, he is a veteran, but man, a lot of freshies don't really haven't seen where he's come from back in the day. You know, bare knuckle fighting with Kimbo Slice on the streets of Miami, like that sort of stuff. But I see someone was posting about. They were asking him when he's doing his thing in Sydney. Yeah. And he just goes www.joymasvidal.com or Game Bread Fight, everybody cited. Yeah. But it's just crazy. You can just, and they're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right. If you write something good enough or it just catches their eye.
You never would have thought in a million years. Yeah. Like, I'm sure, were you talking to Tyson on Instagram? Yeah. Because I talked to him, Ty, Nadia, Kasim, all through Instagram. Yeah. It's the craziest fucking thing. It's almost as good as having their number, right? Why do you need their number if you've got their Instagram?
Yeah. I get everything after I send them their thing. I need to know all their details.
Well, that's right. So you've got it all. So you've got a number of like rugby league players. You've got some sprinters, I see. You've got
we've got some
AFL players, I think. It's good, man. It's really good that's especially in the Australian market. Yeah. I know we spoke about it before. You're sort of setting your goals international. Yeah. Where do you sort of slot in with the competition over there, like in the States?
I mean, in terms of product, our product is our new product is going to be probably the best.
Same 20 mil depth, or
so it's a 16 mil depth. Yeah. But we've increased force output to
so it's going to be
75 pounds.
Oh, I get you.
Stroke.
Okay.
So it's the strongest percussion. It doesn't need to be 20 mil. So it's 16 mil.
So 20 is just too deep?
Not too deep. Yep. It's just 16 is probably the best number or the best amount of depth that we we need.
How do you test that? Like, how do you know 16 is better than 20 with 75 pounds? Like,
so it's not that it's necessarily better than 20. It's just that if you had 20 mil plus a 75 pound motor, the noise might be a bit too loud for what you want.
Yeah.
So we want to see, what number can we get to whilst increasing force, whilst also decreasing noise.
Yeah, because sound sound for me doesn't really make a difference. But if someone's got a kid, they need to start working on the machine at 9 o'clock at night.
A lot of these pro athletes have children, or they live in an apartment by themselves. You know what I mean? So apartment blocks.
But I like it because it's not cable; it's cordless, right? That's the first thing. So I was talking a shitload about this Myo-Trig, but like having played with it the other day, because I've never fucking played with it.
Yeah.
It fits really nice in the hand. It just like a little hairdryer drill sort of thing with But
it originated from a chiropractor. So chiropractors used to use a thumper. Well, they still use it. You probably used it at Kevin Ivan's. So it's a massive, massive machine, and pull it out, and they use it on you, and it goes like it's fucking loud.
I don't think I've used it.
Never used it. So they used to use it on me.
Okay.
Basically, a thumper is something you can't take around with you, but it does effectively the same thing. So it's what we call percussive. Percussive therapy.
Yes.
So they basically, it's like we just make a portable version of that, a light handheld, ergonomic.
Isn't it funny, man? You never would have thought in a million years going through school, playing all this sport, fucking around the guitar when you were 15, and then now you're developing a product from Western Sydney that some pretty big names are actually getting involved with.
Yeah, it's been good.
Are you sponsoring yet? Teams, anything like that? You there?
So we're not sponsoring as such. A lot of our when I say sponsoring, you won't see us like our logo, on the sidelines or anything like that. But what we are doing is we are working out sort of sponsorship agreements behind the scene where we, will supply medical teams within clubs with Myo-Trigs.
What about how individual players have their own sponsors? So when you're at the game, it's like, Latrell Mitchell, brought to you by Bow Repairs.
Yeah, so we were looking at doing something like that this year. We're looking at doing something this year.
So you're sort of, is your core rugby league, like sort of your main focus is around the rugby league scene?
Not necessarily. Like originally, yes, because it was, I have friends that play or...
You got Ryan Maddow is your...
Ryan Madison plays, Alex Twile plays.
That's right. Local area boy, Alex
Twile. Yeah. So a lot of those boys become good friends with I used to play against Mitch Moses.
Yeah, because where did you go? How far did you go? SG Ball?
So SG Ball.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we've gone pretty far. That's right.
Yeah.
That's good, bro. That's very good. That's awesome. No, because the rugby league, I don't know, man. I'm noticing it. It's changing. I don't know. They keep changing, and every year they're bringing out new rules. Like this year, they've brought out. So they used to have the 40-20. They've introduced the 20-40.
20-40. Yeah, it's gonna make it interesting,
bro. It is, but from where rugby league started, like I'm talking, I've grown up in rugby league, literally. My uncle played, watched them my whole life. When I was growing up, me and my cousins would be at my grandmother's house, my grandparents' house. My grandfather loved his garden more than he loved us. So we'd have to play with a Coke bottle, like a 1.25 litre Coke bottle, because we didn't want to ruin the plants. That's how much we loved it. And half my family was St. George, and the rest of us were Parramatta.
Wow.
And every time Parramatta, St. George, my grandparents' house is North Mead, we'd literally go to the game Sunday, barbecue, straight from there to the game.
Wow.
Awesome, bro. But watching, Bill Harrigan literally oversee and control the whole game and only use the video ref if and where needed.
Yeah.
And the touchies were so much more involved. They were like bread and butter, right? They were like the core of the game. You needed the touchy because you go, yep, and they'd talk and they'd like a full thing. Now you've got double the amount of refs. You've got more upstairs.
Yeah.
Whatever you can literally see what the guy ate for dinner last night. You can tell all the shit stain on his undie. That's how much camera they've got. But they keep getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And then they keep introducing more rules. So if you're playing the game, like, it's like driving, right? How many laws are there now? Like, you can't even turn around and yell at your kid without, if a cop sees you. I saw someone got fined for drinking water while they were driving.
Yeah. Someone the other day actually pulled out to pay at a drive-through with their phone.
Like, man, look, I understand people are dying from the phone. Bro, I 100%. This is the biggest killer.
100%.
Because I've witnessed it myself where people are just driving through, and they go through a red light and they're like this driving. They're just driving and they're on their phone. I completely understand why they need to make some drastic changes.
100%, yeah.
Within reason, but man, like if you're in a drive-through and you're paying for your food because your phone allows you to do that now, bro, eat shit, honestly. Don't fucking look at me when I'm paying for food. I'm not, and even if I'm in drive-through and I'm using my phone, I'm not at risk. Yeah. No one else, like, obviously, if there's really no harm,
I get it, but they're kind of saying zero tolerance.
Yeah, but where's the harm?
Yeah,
all right, zero tolerance and like logic, tolerance, and then harm, right? So logically, yes, stop using your phone. What's the harm? You can kill people. And you shouldn't be using it while you're driving or operating anything, whether it be a boat or a forklift. Yeah. But if you're stopped and stationary in a fucking drive-through getting your food and someone sends you a text, you should be fully allowed to do that. Yeah. Because first of all, you're on private property, right? Within McDonald's. I don't know if the class is private property.
I'm not sure.
But it shouldn't apply because you can't kill anybody while you're doing that.
Yeah, that's right.
What are the stats? I'd love them to show the stats of the amount of people died in drive-through by using their phone. Because that's what it comes down to, right?
Die from fucking cardiac arrest from
the Big Mac, yeah. Or where are the... I'm very keen to... I know the stats to show people are dying at the wheel and fatigue and alcohol and phone use and all that. Yeah. But traffic light, stationary at a light or in drive-through, I'd love to know what the numbers are for that because... You should be able to say
it'd be close to zero, surely.
Right, it'd be fucking minus zero. Like it's. I feel like there should be some sort of leniency with the people where it's like, okay, guys, look, some of you are dumb cunts, right? Some of you just don't get it and you keep doing it. So we're gonna have to whack you with the full length of the law. But the majority of you understand the legality, understand the severity of doing that. Yeah. When it's within reason, and man, everything's filmed and recorded now. So police is behind you in drive-thru and you're using your phone. Yeah. Like if a judge is sitting there watching you, all right, and if your history is phone on your driver, all right. But if you've just pulled in to get a feed and you're like that, boom, someone texts you, and the cop stops you for that, mate. Why? Yeah. Like, what is the reason? You're trying to enforce the law, but what is that law meaning? Like, I don't know, over the years I've started to really wake up to what's going on. Yeah. I feel like when we're growing up, a lot of the things that are, as you get older, you start to really see what's happening. And then I've sort of watched how our state has changed. The debt's getting worse. Yeah. Fucking politics is just rife now. Everybody's a politician. Everybody has
Everyone's an activist, bro.
Right? And bro, I don't know if you follow me on Facebook. I hope you don't. Because people fucking like hate what I say because I'm the biggest prick when it comes to this stuff. Because everybody's an activist, right? Yeah. Like Joaquin Phoenix, the guy who played Caesar in Gladiator. Yeah. Like I hated him from that movie because of what he did to Maximus Decimus Meridius. Like, bro, you got to appreciate that. But he comes out in his Grammys or whatever it was, his speech or Oscars or whatever, and he's talking about taking milk from a cow and, you know, how we shouldn't be doing that and we shouldn't be doing this and we should be worrying about animal rights and all this stuff. I'm like, brother. And I literally commented, I'm like, everybody stop what you're doing. Yeah. Another actor has made a comment about the world. Yeah. And it's like, bro, what? Why?
Yeah, like, I know.
I get it. I get you trying to push your message and trying to be vocal about it. But it's like, it's almost like it's the cool thing now, you know, the animal activists and the climate change and like, what are your thoughts about all this climate change and all that stuff? Oh, man. It's a touchy subject because some people are so, again, activists. It's like, no, I'm driving a fucking green car and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, for everyone that talks about it and stuff like that, like, for me, I don't know the info. So for Australia, I'm talking on behalf of, you know, my country where I've grown up. I feel like I've seen what's like the same sort of weather, same sort of thing for my whole life. Right. We get bushfires, it's normal. You know, we get ash on the floor and then rain. And then everything regrows.
Right. It's like a circle of life, right?
Yeah, and I know there's probably some technical term about, you know, what it is and what happens and all that, but I don't understand. I don't like to get too involved in that stuff, but one thing I will say is for the amount of energy that people put into, you know, protesting and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yes. Like there's so many, like, I don't know if climate change is going to kill us tomorrow or it's going to kill us in 100 years. There's so much that you can do today and tomorrow that's going to make a difference today and tomorrow for so many other things in the world. Do you know what I mean?
You can actually, but it's such a good point because
like there's people dying overseas that you can go and build houses for and feed and like fuck.
There's so the biggest thing is the CO2 emission, which is effectively how much pollution your country is spitting out. That's
Yeah.
when they wanted to introduce that carbon tax. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Whereas the Gillard government saying we're going to introduce a carbon tax, which is effectively taxing you for the air that you breathe.
Yeah.
Because there's no tangible amount you can say. So they wanted to introduce this tax. But CO2 emissions are the biggest, probably, they say is the biggest cause of climate change or global warming or whatever it is, because of the amount of pollution that goes up.
Yeah.
And it creates weather patterns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you compare Australia, all right, so not everyone can see this, but let's say this is the map, the graph.
Yeah.
That's Australia, that's China, and that's Russia. Yeah?
Yeah.
So Australians are so concerned with, and for people that are listening, I've drawn a circle and like a fraction of it is Australia and the rest of it is China and Russia. Australians are so bent over fucking back to make the change, but our insignificance will not affect the CO2 emissions in the world, because these two powerhouses, and sorry, it's not China and Russia, it's China and India.
Yeah.
These are huge.
Manufacturing.
Massive, bro. Massive, right?
I've been there, man. Like,
look, I've seen images of China, and I don't even want to get anywhere near it, obviously now with fucking Corona, so I don't know, but you see the blanket, even Lebanon to a certain degree, when you actually go from the mountains, you have to put a jumper on because it's so beautiful, and then you start making your way down to the city, the heat, and then you see that thick level layer of smoke that's sort of encompassing the city.
Yeah.
So many smaller countries though, like Australia for example, they're talking about
they're pushing for change,
but they're pushing for for renewable energy, right? The problem when you remove or eradicate coal, is that you remove jobs, which is a big part of our economy. Right? We fucking need to work. People need to earn a living, and if you've been working in mines your whole life, all of a sudden everything's renewable. You've literally, there's a huge percentage of work. I'm talking like WA mines, New South Wales, all of these parts that have got mines that feed families and mouths and economies and councils and states. It's gone. The renewable stuff, so Canberra are actually looking at becoming renewable, or 100% renewable. But I've been to the Netherlands, went to Amsterdam. A lot of these cities in Europe are almost 100% renewable. Like you'll literally be walking down the road and you see a Golf being plugged in. Like they've got charging stations everywhere. Right? The problem is here, if you bring in that sort of approach, like to run a electric car, if you have to charge it overnight, it's like running two full ducted air cons simultaneously overnight. That's how much power it takes. So the CO2 footprint becomes 10 times more with electric cars as opposed to gas-powered cars or fuel-powered cars. But it's almost like when it starts to rain, climate change. Bushfires, climate change.
Yeah, like they called the rain the other day, they called it a rain bomb.
Like, brother, and you know what's fucked? Like,
rain bomb.
It's so... We can impact the weather, and the most recent form of that was the bushfires creating their own weather patterns, right? Because of so much fire, which makes sense. But us as humans, like if I stop and look, plastic bottles and plastic bags and all that stuff, I really appreciate and understand, and I respect that. Because you see what it does to the ocean, because it all ends up there, right? That's right. The ocean and the environment. It's like the world's lifelong. It's essentially how the world survives, right? It all sort of stems back. It's all a big circle. Everything sort of links in together. So when you start chopping down trees, like in the Amazon for soy farms for these fucking vegans, right? And you start ripping apart the lungs of the earth. That is a problem. Not climate change. That's human.
That's right.
Again, our CO2 emissions. If Australia was to stop, and China and Russia and India, or China and India keep going, nothing's going to change. The pollution's still there. It's like if you're, and you're in a smoker's room, and everybody's having a cigarette, and having a proper normal cigarette, and you have a tiny cigarette. It's like your smoke. It's the same fucking thing. Right, it's all contributing. But our footprint is not going to make a difference because we're so small. But the problem now is that, like, bro, poor ScoMo, right? Like the guy, whoever sits in that seat, mate. Look, I don't care who it is, bro. Honestly, couldn't bother me if it's fucking Scott Morrison. Oh, please not Julia Gillard. That's embarrassing. Like, you got Barack Obama, George Bush, Vladimir Putin. G'day, fucking Julia Gillard. What a fucking... Like, who thought of that? You got to look at the bit of, like, we've got to have a bit of... we've got to have someone that's representing the country. I feel like ScoMo's... He's all right. And I feel like I like him because he's got moral, bro. He's got moral, right? That's the first thing. You don't want some airhead fucking walking around singing to the trees and kissing carpet and stuff. No, brother. Just you want someone that's got a level head. He's got a family. He's got moral. The problem is everybody forgets that whoever's in that seat is the one that is just literally delivering the message. He's trying to provide hope for those people.
Yeah, that's right.
And the way he was, bro, with the bushfires, and he took look. All right,
people like to throw stones, man. Like,
oh man, everybody lives in a fucking glass house.
Yeah, they crucified him, bro. No one took the time to ask him how his holiday was.
No, like, you know what? I understand there was a bit of a crisis here, yeah. And I 100% wouldn't doubt that he knew that.
Yeah.
But I also think he took the holiday for a reason, because family is the most important thing before work, right?
Yeah, that's right.
This is what a lot of people forget. And the holiday was not for pleasure, it was for family. To be away with your family around Christmas time, to celebrate some downtime with your loved ones.
Yeah.
Because you're not running a takeaway store, mate. You're running a country.
That's right.
You deserve a couple of weeks. I know there's shit going on, and like, bro, I've worked in companies when I run a company, and like, I was a state manager, which sat under the general manager. So when the general manager wasn't there, I was the man in charge. It's the same thing with the country. Yeah. The deputy PM is well equipped to handle these things. Right. The PM needs to step away.
Of course.
Would you see the Russian people speaking to Putin the way that they were speaking to Skomak in Australia? People are blaming him for the fires. Like, blaming him. Yeah. It's your fault because you didn't act on climate change. So it's almost like if Scott Morrison made the world 100% Australia, 100% renewable, we wouldn't have any fires. That's the stupidity of what.
Wasn't it like 70% arsonists that had lit the fires or something like that?
There was some stupid number.
There was 200 people in court for arson.
It was arson in that is including throwing cigarette butts or lighting fires during, like having a barbecue or something during the...
Well, it's common sense not to do those things when
no, of course.
In general, but when it's 40 degrees.
Arson. This is the problem. People actually get sexually aroused by fire. Yeah. So they're like, bro, I'm speaking very openly here. I love fire. Yeah. I absolutely love it. I'm fascinated by the ocean and by fire. Yeah. Because you can't fuck with them both, right? Yeah. Like I'll light a fire, and bro, I could literally light the best fire. It won't die out, but it won't burn shit either. It's like I've fucking mastered it over the years. I don't know. I did a lot of what was it called? Was it Boy Scouts? Boys Brigade.
Boys Brigade.
Bro, it sounds like the fucking... Well, I can't say it because we're on air. It's the... Oh, bro. It was the funniest... It was at school. Like,
why did you have to light fires?
So we did a lot of camping. So heaps of camping, bro. So a lot of tents, a lot of shitting in holes, that sort of stuff. Yeah. But fire, you just got to respect it, right? Yeah. I don't get aroused by it, but I appreciate it. And if we're having a bonfire, bro, I'm lighting it. I'm putting fire on. I love it. I'm all for it. But would I watch people's houses burn and start masturbating to it? No. Fuck no.
Yeah, that's fucked.
That's on a whole another problem, right?
Have you watched Mindhunter on Netflix?
No. Yeah. I just started watching I'm a Killer. Oh. Johnny? Wow, bro. So I'm fascinated by fire, obviously, but by murderers. I find them so interesting. I watched the Aaron Hernandez thing, right? I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I saw parts.
Bro, this guy, young, ambitious, whole life ahead of him. His dad dies when he's like in his teens, and it just sends him. Him and his dad were tight, and it just sends him off. And he ends up killing this dude, and then it's just a whole thing. But this guy had everything, bro. I'm talking the house, the car, the kids, daughter. I'm not going to ruin the story. I don't want to give any things away because it's a pretty nice story how it ends. But from there, I got interested because I'm like, what drives somebody to take another person's life? Yeah. Because you got to be really fucking, like, you got to be very sure about it, bro. Because you can't go back from it. Yeah. And you know, it's like once you end that life, there's no coming back. And you've literally burnt out their future pathway. You've burnt out any kids they've got. You've burnt a hole in someone's life. Yeah. There's got to be some reason for it, you know. And this I'm a Killer, it's talking to people who are on death row. Yeah. And sorry, we'll go back to Mindhunter in a second. Sorry,
that's all right. That's all right.
But they're either on death row or they're doing life for murder. Yeah. And the first one, bro, is this chick. And she's like a blonde chick. She's probably in her mid-30s. She seems so nice. She's like...
These true stories?
Yeah.
Actual people?
No, actual people in jail doing time, about to, like, full on. And she's going, Robbie shouldn't die. He should be here. He shouldn't be dead. And she's telling the story. She met this guy and, you know, they fell in love. And he was really depressed. And he asked her to kill him. He wanted to die and she offered to do it. And he said yes. So she did it. So she chokes him out in the car. And it's like, bro, that's that's what you think. She's so convincing. It's like, wow, this guy was fucked up and she just did him a favour. Now she's behind bars. She needs to get out, man.
Yeah.
And then you go to the copper and they pull up the interview when they first brought her in.
Yeah.
You know what she says? Stories all over the place. And she goes, I don't know. It's really, really fast. She goes, I don't know. I just wanted to kill somebody with my bare hands.
Yeah.
The cop goes, whoa, 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 what?
Yeah.
She's like, you know, I don't know. And it was like, wow. And that started to change. And then the cop starts telling you how he started to uncover things and what he saw about. And he's like, well, she came in, she'd known the guy for 4 weeks. And then there was more talk about his ex-girlfriend. And then she re-nakeds him. She shows you how she does it. It's a proper legit re-naked show. She's a bit of a big girl too. And she's that convincing, but she just killed the guy. And you know why she killed him? What? And she doesn't come out, so I killed him for this reason. She keeps denying it. She was in an abusive relationship before this, where the guy they were fighting, and he was holding her hands like that, and he broke her hand like that, like actually just crushed her hand. Yeah. And then put her in a rear naked on the floor with a mirror there and said, "Watch yourself die." Yeah. And she woke up somehow, and then she said, she sort of looped that back into that, and it's like she just wanted to take something. She wanted to feel what that felt like. Wow. Because that happened to her for so long. Yeah. Wow. And it's like, bro, you have to be in the most fucked up headspace. Yeah. Like she let that thought manifest. Yeah. Because, bro, like I'll be honest, I'll be driving sometimes 60, 70, 80 Ks. Do you ever think, you see that pole and you're like, fuck, imagine if I hit that pole, what would happen? Yeah. What the fuck would happen to my head if I hit that pole? Like, it would just ruin my... It's just, you can't fathom it. It's just... That's right. I think I call it the call of the void. Yeah. But to act on that is something else, right? This woman just went from one extreme to the other. Yeah. And took this guy's life, bro. And from where they've depicted him, he had a bit of a drinking problem, but he was a nice guy, all these things, had a lot going for him. And, bro, then he saw the next one and just keeps rolling into new people, new episodes. Yeah. This fucking guy, man, was abused. You see his nose, his nostrils are like double the size, his nose is a bit crooked. The guy had been abused and in foster homes for like his first 6 years of existence. Yeah. So imagine when you were born, your parents just kick you the fuck out and then you start, and you're getting passed around and some guy adopts you, starts raping you, and adopts other boys and starts raping those boys. And then he kills, he killed some, and it was like, right, I understand why you've done it. But it's just, it's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. It's crazy. And the craziest thing is the kids are getting abused at such a young age, and you see the effect.
That's what Mindhunter is. So Mindhunter was set in 70s maybe, and it was when they first, when police and FBI first started to look at the psychology behind a killer. Right. So okay, back then you were a killer. So they had interviewed like, you know, Ed Kemper, Richard Manson, all these people who had massive serial killers or whatever.
Did you say Richard Manson?
Yeah.
Charles Manson or Richard?
Is it Charles?
The psycho that killed 100 of those people? Looks like Marilyn Manson a bit. Long hair, moustache.
It might be him.
I'm pretty sure I think it's Charles
Maybe
Manson.
It's Charles Manson.
He was the guy that I think poisoned everyone with cyanide or something. This dude. The Manson family. This guy.
That's him.
He was real fucked up.
So they actually, but what they did was even though they had put these guys away, right? They'd put them away years ago or years before that. And then these FBI agents were like, hang on, don't just let them rot in jail.
Figure out what's going on.
Let's figure out what's going on in their mind. Yeah. And then they started to realize a bunch of patterns between all of them. Yeah. And they started to figure out that, you know, they were all multiple killers. So they would kill, you know, then they came up with the term serial killer. So that's where it came from. And then they realized, you know, then they started to say, is it organized or unorganized? You know, was it instinct or was it planned? And then they figured out that, you know, these guys would keep going back to, for example, like what Ed Kemper, he's fucked. So he would kill a girl, then have sex with her, then cut her head off, then have sex with her head. So that's what he would do. He was known for doing that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Kill her,
then have sex with her.
then have vaginal intercourse.
Yep.
Then sever the head. Fuck her dead mouth.
And he did it to his mum. He's done it to his mum. He's done it to other girls.
What was his childhood like?
So they always would go. They figured out that
abuse, right?
They started talking to him, and his mum was a bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch to him. You know, no respect for him.
Yeah.
And so he always had something out for her. Basically, wanted to kill her. And he knew. He said, I knew I was going to. But if you speak to him, he's like, normal, so nice. And he said, the first thing they always say is, "Oh, I didn't do those things. I was innocent," and then they'll get into.
Bro, Ted Bundy is the best of that.
Yeah, they spoke to Ted Bundy as well.
Ted Bundy, I just got chills, man. This is one of the scariest things I was so infatuated by his story because a guy who had everything, great family, went to church, good parents, good siblings, good life, good schooling, everything was great.
Yeah,
he started killing bitches. He started killing them, and he was good. Wouldn't leave a trail. They just disappear.
They all say
in the same area.
They say we get better at not leaving a trail.
But his flaw, and my brother actually sent me the link for this, bro. It actually changed my life.
Yeah.
It's his last interview before he dies. I think it was his last interview, one of his last. And he's going, I had everything. I had life. My parents loved me. Went to church every Sunday. I had siblings. I had, good schooling, everything I just said. He said I had one thing that manifested. And it was pornography.
Yeah.
And bro, back in the 70s, a lot of the literature would have been reading, or pictures, not a whole bunch of movies.
No, that's right.
Or, and he started getting into the violent stuff with choking and that manifested, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what led him to do what he did.
That's right.
And you think about any normal human, male or female, how, Instagram is probably the gateway, to pornography.
Yeah.
If you're, it's sort of just gives you a taste. And it's sort of, you can lead you into other areas. Yeah. And this guy was just, imagine if he was alive today, how bad the story would be, because it's so much more, first of all, there's so much more content, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many it's like if they stopped, and I think I've heard, someone said if they stopped making porn, they would never run out of it. Like if everybody stopped making porn from today onwards, there'll be that much in the archives that
100%
would last the rest of the Earth's lifetime, But that was his flaw. It was pornography. And he didn't handle it, and nobody knew about it, and it just festered and manifested and became a problem, and he didn't know how to handle it. But this guy was seen with the crooked nose and stuff. So his stepdad, his adopted father, the adopted father's parents lived 2 houses down, and he ends up killing his grandparents. And you know why he kills his grandparents? He goes to the house to tell them about the abuse.
Yeah.
And they say, and there's no confirmation of it because he can't remember. He blacked out, completely blacks out. He wakes up with 5 or 6 knives around him. There was knives stuck into their bones, and he literally took it off the handle, had to go get another one to finish. It was that violent, but he doesn't remember. And what they're saying is because of the abuse, and a lot of these guys, so they're on death row. And this whole part of his story wasn't brought to attention. It wasn't. They didn't bring in that he was abused as a child. It was like he killed these 2 old people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And
when they bring his history into it, they take him off death row and put him in life.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to get parole because the fucking stepfather should be charged for murder.
Yeah.
Those parents and adults who abuse those children, they're the ones that should be charged for murder. Because I'll guarantee you those people were fine.
Yeah.
Some people are just born fucked, right? Some people are just born fucked. You can't help it. There's 2% in the world, probably, I don't know what the number is, but they're probably just cooked from birth.
Yeah.
Well, the parents did a drop kick with them or something when they were born, right?
Yeah, well, the first, the early stages of their life, up until 12 is when they're developing.
Yeah.
So a lot of all the rest of them, a lot of the other ones they develop those habits.
Again, you're a product of your environment, right? Yeah. I think we've touched on this earlier, but we're in the last failed podcast. But you're a product of your environment. If you're constantly around people who do drugs, there's a good chance you become a drug user.
Yeah.
If you hang around anything, coffee, rugby league, UFC, if you sit around people that love fighting, you just become into it because that's your circle. Yeah. That's how I got into weed.
Yeah.
I used to hate it. I used to abstain from weed. I used to think people were junkies that used pot because that's how I was raised. Because that's how my parents were raised, and their parents were raised, and their parents. And bro, through school, I think I tried it in year 10 once. Yeah. Absolutely did nothing for me.
Yeah.
And I told myself from school, mate, I don't want nothing. Pot shit. It's fucking yuck. Stinks. Junkies. I was literally growing up was just drinking and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then I used to hang out with these boys. I'm not gonna mention their names, but we used to hang out every day, and they would smoke every day. And I would sit there and wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just tried it once.
Yeah.
Probably 6-7 months straight, not touching it, and then go, I'll try it once.
Yeah.
And it hit me, and it got me. I don't know if you've ever done it, but have you done it before?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. So my brother's never done it.
Yeah.
And he's used to be in a band, and he's never tried it.
Yeah.
And I tried, and it got me. I was like, what? And then it became, oh, wow. And I started to really enjoy it, and I started to do it more with him. And then before I knew it, I was just doing it with him regularly. Yeah. And I had to actually cut the cord, stop talking to him. I said, boys, I can't do this anymore. A big fucking episode happened. Woke me up, got pulled over, almost got fucking ass raped by the coppers. You know what? I'm done. I stopped hanging out with him for years. Yeah. But that was such a simple, and I was very strong-minded, bro. I still am. But then I was adamant, nah. And nobody was like, hey, bro, it's just a plant, or not like it is today. Yeah. So what are you talking? It's just medicine, bro. It's just a fucking plant that grows. That's right. I was like, oh, bro, just no one was even putting it in my face. It was just there. Like, you want to hit? I'm like, give me it, bro. Yeah. Whatever, man. Yeah. And because I smoke cigarettes, took whatever. So, and the last time I had it, it did nothing for me. And then, bro, even when I worked at Roxy, right? Yeah. Never thought cocaine, never knew or tried it until working in a club, because you're around it all the time. So it's so easy for the strongest person, the nicest, the most, highly spoken of people. Yeah. I'm not saying that's me, but, I come from a decent family. Yeah. My dad doesn't use drugs, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So one would only assume that I've been raised quite well, quite healthy. Yeah. All it takes is just months, days, could be whatever you're surrounded by. Like even you, bro, you're surrounded by fitness all the time. That's manifesting into more and more and more. Yeah, you're manifesting it the right way. Yeah. We got these freaks that are just sitting there watching, whatever it is they're watching, and manifesting that, and that turns into what we see today, which is those problems. It's scary, bro. It's very scary that there's some fucked up people in this world that do that sort of stuff. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Like, could be your next door neighbour, could be, you know what I mean? You don't even know. Even, man, what are you talking? A good friend of mine, I went to school with this guy, bro. I just saw the article 2 days ago. Yeah. Like, I'm talking, during our school photos in year 12, I was in year 11, they were in year 12, we got all the boys together and took a photo as a group, like our crew. There's like 15 of us. We were tight. He moved up to Cairns and became a bodybuilder, used to be a hairdresser, stopped doing that, got into the fitness stuff. Yeah. He's now doing 10 and a half years for trafficking cocaine. Fuck. And I went up to Cairns, bro, maybe 8 years ago with my family. Yeah. And I actually just caught up with him. Bro, Cairns is this big. I don't know if you've ever been. It's legit that big. Right? Yeah. So it's probably the worst place to start a run, right? Because it's such a small area. And if you're walking around like a big dude, tats and chains, they're going to spot you like dogs, right? But when I went up there, I noticed like a bit of a change. He had heaps of tats. He was hanging out with heaps of boys that were like, sketchy boys. This is 8 years ago too. So we're not very young, bro. I was 23, 22. Yeah. And I started to just see a slight change. And then I see the Instagram stuff and that starts to change. And then you see Vegas and the cars. And you start saying, fuck, all right. And then this comes out. And bro, I'll show you I can't really show the audience because they can't see, but I just want to show you just how hard they went on this guy.
Is there a video of them going in?
No. Oh. It's just the lengths that they've gone through on this article, right? So that's my mate, Matt, my boy. Yeah. Right? Look how big the article is, bro. You think it's just going to end, and it just keeps going. And he was part of this syndicate. There's a new law now where you get slapped in the minimum 7 years if you're part of a drug operation. He was like moving ecstasy, ice, cocaine, like full on, bro. But it's the environment you're in. And that's really the crux of this, right? If you put yourself in shit, you're going to end up being shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Bible even says, what does it say? Not you become the company you keep. Something I can't remember. Yeah. But it's since the beginning of time, man.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Our forefathers knew that would happen, but now it's just everything is so in your face, and if you've got that tendency to not switch that thing off, it'll just manifest, bro.
Well, I think like as much as you're a product of your environment, you also the mental state that you're in at that time draws you into that environment.
Yeah, it's true.
So if you're in a really good mental state, you can sort of pick the crowd. So you're like, if I hang out there, like, what am I going to get out of it? You know what I mean? No, you don't want to use people, but you should be. You should be. Definitely. You should be going to people that are going to make you a better person. Some people can see it, some people can't. So it's kind of just your mental state at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're young and stupid, you don't really care. You think nothing's going to happen. You get into those crowds, And then some people have control, some people don't.
And you know, it comes down to a choice. You know, I think we've all made good or bad choices throughout our childhood or adult years, young adult years. But you know, I think it all makes sense now when, you know, my dad would be so strict about certain things, like tattoos, for example.
Yeah.
Just adamant, no tats.
Yeah.
No tats.
Do you have a tattoo?
No. Twice I almost got one. First one was in the entrance of schoolies.
Yeah.
Literally sat on the chair, bro. He put the stencil of my last name on my back. And he goes, zip, zip. Feel his elbow on my back like that. And he goes, oh, I can't do it. So why? He goes, you're peeling really bad. And it's going to fuck your tattoo.
Wow.
I thought, fuck, that's a sign from God, bro. So, all right, cool. And a mate of ours died. Shit, man, some time ago now. 3 of us went to the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Sorry. And 2 of the boys went and got ink. And I rang my dad. I said, Dad, you know, this is going on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He said, you get that tattoo, don't come home. I said, but Dad, he goes, don't get it. He goes, get it, just don't come home.
Yeah.
And then, now again, I'm not putting shit on anybody with tats. I'm dying to get a tat. I love it. Like, I lost my wedding ring, bro. I'm thinking about getting it tattooed on.
Really?
Yeah, it's still my head in.
Where did you lose it?
Fuck, if I knew I would. I don't know, man. I usually, when I get home, like, I just take everything off.
Yeah.
Like, there's the rosary, the ring. Like, I like to just be free, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Somewhere, I don't know where. Could be here, could be at work, home. I don't know. Fuck. But I kind of see why my dad didn't want me to get tats. Because, so, you see people with, you know, so let's talk about Sydney. I'm not going to talk about the rest of the world because Sydney is quite a unique place. If you're Middle Eastern, covered in tattoos, regardless of what car you're driving, or regardless of who you're with, there's a good chance you're going to get picked up, or you're going to just be, you're going to assimilate with the rest of the fucking lebos.
Yeah.
And, bro, one of the biggest things was, my dad was always big on me not just assimilating with everybody else and just becoming like everybody else. It was almost, you know, step away and be yourself. Yeah. And both my siblings don't have tattoos either. I think it was a big one because it would have been very easily for me to just slip in with everybody else, what everyone else is doing. Because that sort of was the thing when I was growing up. Yeah. Hit 18, everyone's getting tats, you know, or earrings, or I actually got my earpiece. Actually, you know who pierced it? Your cousin, Chantel.
Yeah, they did mine too.
She did both of mine, bro. I'll never forget the day I get home and I've got this, I've got the piercing in my ear and I've got my hood over my fucking head. Right? It's like 10:30 at night. And I walk in and there was people over. I can't remember who it was. My dad looks like, hey everyone, how you going? And my dad looks at me. He goes, is that an earring? I said, yeah. He goes, all right. 2 days didn't talk to me. 2 fucking days. Really? Like when they found my weed stash, they spoke to me sooner, right? Then the earring. I was like, Dad,
didn't you have your lip pierced?
No.
Did you? No.
No, I had that little fucking flap of skin.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called, Triggear or Triggear. Isn't it Triggear in Mount Druitt? I had that thing done.
Yeah.
And then I had the ear done.
Yeah.
And you know I took it out, bro? My little cousins went and got their ears pierced at 16. And they said, because cousin Benji did it. I pulled my earrings out and said, no, fuck, I don't want that. All right?
Wow.
Because I was sort of the first one in the family to get a piercing.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff. None of my cousins have tats. Like, you probably know all of them, but like,
yeah.
None of them have got tattoos. None of them have got piercings. Everyone's gone to uni.
Yeah.
I'm sort of the black sheep that just did complete opposite, right? Yeah. But that's the real, I guess, one of the things that makes sense now. And when you become a dad, you sort of put a lot of things into perspective, especially stuff like this. I wouldn't want my kid to, you know, be getting tats at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Because it sets them up to fail almost, bro, because it not sets them up to fail, but it knocks out opportunities, right? Like if you got a wrist tattoo or a neck tattoo, there's a lot of jobs or a lot of, you know, companies that won't want to look at you. Yeah. Which again, you don't want to sort of nullify that opportunity you have. So I guess, I don't know, that was sort of one of the reasons that made sense to me. But now I wouldn't want my kid to go and get tats at 18. I want him to be a bit more, but when you hit 24, 25, you start thinking more like an adult, right?
Yeah.
You don't think like a kid anymore.
That's right.
You don't think about yourself. You start thinking about other things that are important, like investments or business or, you know, settling down. These are more important than the car. And look, if you're still thinking about the car and shit at 26 and 27 and you're not worrying about settling down, having a family, bro, you're not fucking working on a business, pull your fucking head in. Yeah. Because I'm now 31, 32 this year in September. Yeah. And when I tell you that time fucking flies, it just gets worse as you get older, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm 11 years since my 21st. Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy, bro. I graduated in 06.
Wow.
14 fucking years. Wow. And you want to look back in 14 years and go, what have I achieved since I left school?
Yeah.
And man, I'm pretty safe, pretty happy to say that I've achieved quite a bit, and I'm happy with what I've achieved.
Yeah.
But if I was focusing on other things, which a lot of people are, like, bro, I was coming to work. Was it Wednesday? One of the days this week, like 7:45 in the morning. I'm passing the marathon in Olympic Park or like Homebush, whatever it is. Two Lebo's walking out, sunglasses on, side bag at 7:30 in the morning, jumping in the car and going, what? These motherfuckers are bending at midweek.
Yeah.
Where's like, yeah, bro. I think you got to be careful as you get older, man. And the body, like, you know, the health catches up to you. A lot of you hear it all the time, but when you're actually in the driving seat, you're like, fuck me.
Yeah.
So it's true, and you don't want to burn time either, man, because time is the only asset you don't get back, bro. You know, you can burn 100 grand. There's a good chance you can get it back.
Yeah.
You can dump your wife can leave you. You can get another wife. You know, so much stuff you can replace besides time.
Yeah, that's right.
And once you lose that time, bro, it's gone. And before you know it, if you procrastinate too long, you can look back and 5 years can go by. Oh, fuck.
These guys are inflicting, actually, like with, you know, bendering, they're inflicting that on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, like, they're losing, like, they probably don't remember the day, or, you know what I mean? Like,
well, what do you, like, okay, everybody's bent it in their life. Well, not everybody. It's a very loose, generic way to say things. But, you know, I'm sure people know what's going on when you're bending it, but what's the income, what's the input and the output of this bender? What are you gaining from it that's going to help your life, right? And I'm not saying, if you have a bucks party every now and then you bend it, but if it's constantly just normal, midweek, Friday, Saturday, and you're just bending it all the time, mate. It's something wrong.
Yeah, it's like you got to look at risk versus reward, but there's literally no reward. Like
nothing good comes out of it.
Yeah, like you're chasing something. For me, like we spoke about it before, there's a void in their life. You know, they're not happy with something. Yeah. And that's why.
Yeah, I think that's how I see it. If someone has a void, bro, again, I'm talking straight from personal experience.
Yeah.
You need to hurt yourself, like physically, like training. Put yourself through some agony because it teaches your body, like, to get over it almost, bro. It's this natural repair mode that you go into.
Yeah. Of course, if you look after you, and I think you got to look after the being. You got to look after yourself first, and then.
Well, you nailed it. It's like if you can't look after yourself, you said something along, you know, you have to take care of yourself. Number one, that's you. You got to look after yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Make sure you're sweet, because then you'll be the best version of yourself for your wife and your partner and your son.
Well, that manifests. That's right. And then, like for me, for example, I went through a pretty, not a tough period, but I went through a period where, like, I changed my life. I don't like drinking. I don't like doing all that stuff. So
let me. Sorry, before you go in. You know, you don't like drinking, you don't like doing all that stuff. Is your circle or growing up, was that sort of big? Was that
I think it's just normal, like from, you know, when you're 18 to 21, 22. Yeah. You want to go to every club, you want to go every weekend, you want to club hop, you want to drink, you want to drink in the week, you want to go to dinner and get drinks.
So you're 26, you're almost 26, right? So you've literally grown up as that lockout law has taken effect, because it's been going since 2015,
so we caught the back end of like the good times at the cross.
Yeah, that's
probably
right.
2 years of it.
You're now 26, 2020. So okay, because I went out in the peak of it.
Yeah, you would have went in the peak. We got like good times, so we went. It was busy, but it wasn't as busy as when.
But the reason I asked you is because I was interested to know if you saw a change of behaviour where people would just go and bend it in a hotel or at someone's house as opposed to go out.
I see that now. In the last 2 years.
It's very normal, right?
You know what? When I remember, like I was 23, and I started to see it a lot more. I couldn't believe the way the world was, bro.
Bro, if someone was getting a bag, it was like, you getting a bag? It's like once in a blue moon, and they get that bag lasts them for like 4 weeks.
You know,
it's not huge.
Now I almost feel like it's a competition. Like, how much can you do?
It's not
stupid, bro.
It's stupid. It's not just stupid. It's this scene. It's where we accept it as normality. But I like to look at what's happened in our state, and I think a lot of behaviours have changed because of these lockout laws. I feel like, and again, this is just my own perception of it, bro. It's my own anecdotal perception. But you know, if you're somebody if 95% of the people are behaving themselves and 5% are ruining it for everyone. Why do we have to suffer for those 5? Like those 5 should never see the light of day again.
Yeah.
We should be fucking fine to continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Plus the businesses, plus the transport companies like Ubers and taxis, and all these people are affected by this stupid lockout law.
Yeah.
And I'm not an advocate for partying, but why would you stop people from having fun?
Yeah.
Like, why would you take that away from them?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you expect them to do?
Businesses thrive off that, and
Bro, the cross, you guys know it. You have no idea. Probably if you see photos, you might get a glimpse.
Yeah.
But what I mean,
like the first year, or like when I was 18, 19, right? It was like,
oh yeah,
the,
all to
you know,
wall,
going
bro.
up that road to the coast side.
Yeah. William Street, it's busy.
You would have had to get out of the car if you were keen. Get out of the car and just walk.
And walk up, And you walk past this guy with a needle in his arm, this chick throwing up.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck's gonna be a good night. You know, and the strip clubs. It's just so.
Yeah.
It was like it was pretty fucking rough, but it was like. We want to go here. We want to have our fun. This is what we want to do.
Wanted to experience.
Bro, I used to go hop in the cross, you know, and go to Trademark and Piano Room, and you literally couldn't even...
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, getting in was the hardest thing. It's like, fuck, I need to find girls now. I can't get in.
That's right.
And you come back fucking 10 drinks later, you're fucking more drunk than before, and you got 2 girls, you're like, bro, let me in. It's like, hey, the drink, man. No, I'm fine. You know, like, it was something to do, man. And I think if you've got opportunity or options to do stuff, you're not going to sit in a hotel room and bend it, right?
Yeah.
Or you might not sit there and slug yourself drinking fucking 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
There's so many things, and I think we touched on the driving and the behaviours of this tragedy, that accident, bro.
Yeah.
It's a great example, man. Like drinking from 7 in the morning, probably going to pull out money to get more bags.
Yeah.
3 times over the limit behind the wheel. And it's like, fuck me, this could have been avoided very easily.
Yeah.
A lot of, and again, we're sort of, no one's going to hear our other podcasts, but, you know, the behaviours is a big one in our country. I find like, you know, in America is a good example because America is such a big country. There's so many intricacies with different state laws and things like that. But having gone to many different states there, you see the effects that drugs have. I'm talking about the hard stuff, to the economy, the state, people living on the street, you know, jails, all that sort of stuff. But then you see, like, people just go and do what they have to do. No one's restricting or policing how much fun they're having. Yeah. Because I don't know why, but I think they haven't had the problems we're having where people are getting knocked. I think people are just getting shot there. It's different. Yeah. Like, it's almost 0 to 100 over there. Whereas us, you know, these kids getting knocked out senselessly was just horrible. Yeah. But bro, you know, I think you got to use a bit of you got to be a bit street smart when you go out anywhere. Of course. You got to know your surroundings. You got to look, okay, is this guy sketchy? Is he sort of following me? Because it's happened to me so many times. Yeah. Even in America, bro, in LA, in Hollywood, it was the scariest thing. Me and my mate walking, stoned as balls as you do, and this black dude just started following us. Yeah. And you could tell he was going this way. He was walking towards us, and then when he went past us, he turned around and started following. And I just nudged my mate and go, bro, just look careful, this guy's following us. And bro, America's different. Everyone, like, you can carry there, bro. You can carry a weapon there. Yeah. Australia, you carry a gun, you're doing 7 years minimum. Yeah, Americans don't give a fuck. Yeah. They need to eat, they'll shoot you.
Yeah, that's right.
And like you're sort of like, fuck, but you have to know what to look for. And again, I'm not saying that these innocent people that died from these coward punches were at fault at all. And they probably knew their surroundings, but I'm encouraging people to know your surroundings. If you're going into the cross, you're not walking into the playground, bro. You're walking into the fucking jungle, man. That's right. You're walking into the worst part of the clubbing scene in Sydney. That's right. You know, it's either George Street or the Cross, right? Or Parramatta. But the problem was, you know, people's behaviours, and then look, I feel like people need to be a bit smarter when they're doing things. Yeah. Even the people that are committing these crimes. Like, what are you fucking doing, bro? This Thomas Kelly kid, mate, one of the saddest stories. Yeah, like, just walking with some chick.
It was like his 18th or something. So it was like his
first time out, bro. Yeah. And he's just walking with his chick, and he just gets clobbered from behind, not even know, and he dies from impact on the floor. Yeah. And bro, you know what? Like, it's such a sad thing to happen. And like these kids, like 4 of them get mowed down by a car. It's simple choices, you know. Yeah. But I ultimately think the behaviours are what are affecting the result. It's not. It's a build up over years of this. You know, we're so accustomed to drinking, and we're so accustomed to, you know, horse racing. It's like a major race that stops the whole country. Yeah. So much money goes into it, and all this stuff. And then the government said, you know what, go have your fun.
Yeah.
But get behind the wheel, we're going to fuck your life.
Yeah.
They make the law so extreme, where it be touching your phone or drink driving and all these things.
Yeah.
So you've got one polar opposite to the other. But I really think there needs to be a bit of a wake up to the behaviours. I think health needs to be more important than the next horse race or the next drink.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of fit people go out, but I went to a wedding in Wollongong, and a really, really good family, like a really good friend of mine and his missus, they got married. Beautiful wedding. It was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I've never seen people drink that much.
Yeah.
Like Aussies can drink beer, a lot of beer. And
My
I can drink.
Aussie.
Bro, my father-in-law can drink. Like, I'll watch my father put udder away like it's water.
Yeah.
Like, and people don't know what udder is. It's the aniseed drink that's homemade with grapes and stuff. It's pretty fucking potent.
It's like 80% alcohol.
Oh, I don't know, bro. Yeah. I've 3 glasses and I'm fucking see you later. But yeah, bro, the behaviour and the way that people are consuming now, it's like, man, bro, like, look after yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, because you can't sustain that for 20 years.
Yeah,
you know? You can't keep that up.
It's an ugly thing, man. It's an ugly thing to see. Like, the world is getting, in my, you know, as a coach, what I see is the world is getting sicker. It's getting more ill.
More people getting cancer. More
Yeah,
people getting this,
people aren't getting better, bro. So,
well, what do you think that's from, bro? Do you think that's a combination of choice, diet, surrounding?
Yeah, it's everything. Education. It's poor choices from lack of education. It's they look at things like having organic produce as being too expensive.
Well, it is, bro.
Gym membership is too expensive. It is, but you'll go and spend, you know, $100 at dinner for yourself, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You spend $200-300 on you and your missus dinner, no problem. Like,
but do you think there's something with the food, that there's stuff in there that's causing people to get sick? Have you ever thought that maybe, like, I'm not saying, if you eat Macca's your whole life and then you get cancer, it's like, fuck, how did I get cancer? I mean, like, bro, there's a lot of shit. I'm noticing so many people, even healthy people, bro, getting sick.
Yeah, so think of this, right? Like, so meat, for example, or eggs. Chicken, like, we've got big populations. So chicken, what they do to enlarge them, they pump them with hormones. Yeah. So all these chemicals, unnecessary chemicals that, you know, they put into the salmon, chicken.
The wild salmon we touched on.
Yeah, as well. The salmon, they farm them, they give them antibiotics. So all these things, all these stresses that the animal takes on, you take on when you consume it. The eggs, you know, if they're caged eggs, they're stressed out. So you take on.
I think that has a big difference, caged and free range.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed taste. I don't know if I've noticed a taste.
Taste comes down to, you'll notice a change in taste if you've like had organic and stuff like that. But taste,
I know farmed eggs, like fresh from the farm.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
Yeah, so there's less stress for the farm, and it also comes down to, like, for example, you might buy free range eggs, but it'll be 10,000 hens per hectare. So they're still free range, but there's 10,000 of them.
There's a shitload of them. Yeah.
So you always try, if you're going to get free range, try and get, like, they sell 1,500 hens per hectare.
See, my missus has found this farm in Eastern Creek.
Yeah.
And she buys all of her veggies and fruit from there.
So it'd be Son's Farm.
Must be that one.
Yeah.
And they always sell out of shit. But, bro, when she brings, like, she'll get kale from there and then kale from Woolies. Yeah. And it's chalk and cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
Colour, size, taste, everything.
Yeah.
Carrots, apples.
Yeah. And you'll pay, like, bro, you'll stock up and you'll pay, like, $20.
Yeah. Actually, I saw this thing on one of the socials, I think it's Facebook, where a woman went into Woolworths.
Yeah.
Bought 500 grams of meat, mince.
Yeah.
Goes home to weigh it, and it turns out to be 260 grams of mince.
What?
And on the label, so it's got like 500 G, and it's got an E next to it in a circle.
Yeah.
That E apparently means estimated weight.
Wow.
So with the packaging and everything, they're just throwing whatever they feel like. So if you're on a pretty rigid diet, you need to weigh your food.
Yeah.
You may not be getting 500 grams of fucking 500 grams of mince.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the fuck? And that is their little get out of jail free card. So I want to know, it's an estimate. It's pretty much close. It's got to be close to what we're estimating.
But generally, like, a lot of the time it's meant to be a 20% variance, like, can be 20% more
give
or
or
less.
take, bro. Like, you can't, the machines are going to make mistakes. Like, right, they're not all going to make the same, they're not going to do the same thing. But I even just down to grass fed, that was a big one. I messaged you about it because when I saw you post it, I'd only recently had it again, and it was like, this is how meat used to taste when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of, because the grass-fed beef, it's like you're not even eating. It's just different, man.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how to describe it. It's obviously that was the big difference between diet and how the whole thing is different, bro. It's like a completely different type of food. I was blown away.
Yeah.
You got to pay double the price.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
I don't mind paying double.
Yeah,
but most other people wouldn't. And I'm talking people that are on sort of, those lower income brackets that have multiple children that can't afford to give them grass-fed beef. Yeah. This is, I guess, and going back to America, bro. I went to Chicago. I've been a few times, and I've got friends that live there. And one of them, he took us around. Me and my wife took us around, and actually drove us down to the south side and the west side, which are the worst parts of Chicago. Like, you leave the city and you start seeing it change. And it's like ghetto, house boarded up. Like the corner store in Chicago, it's almost a whole block. This store's huge, But to get in, it's like an iron door with a latch. That's how you order your shit. It's crazy. But the crazy thing, bro, this is the craziest thing. You're not seeing Whole Foods, organic stores.
Nah.
You're not even seeing Subway.
Yeah.
It's McDonald's, KFC, Wendy's, liquor store, gun store. It is so crazy.
Yeah.
That it's almost like they develop these areas for this reason. And people can't get out because the street's going to kill them, the diet's going to kill them.
Yeah.
Something's going to kill them. And it's almost like they're just setting them up to fail.
They're there like animals.
Bro, knock down the boarded houses and put some farms in there. You know what I mean?
It's in some of my posts on Instagram, I always talk about, change is coming, change is happening. And I told you, 180 means change. Yeah. I talk about that because Western Sydney was like, not like fucking, like it was, we have our bad areas and that, but it's not like, I wouldn't call it like the ghetto.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not like that.
It's safe.
But we didn't have that, like that education. We didn't have naturopaths. Like everyone was going to a doctor, getting medicine, fix me. But that, and it's like I refuse to take tablets, bro. Like I don't
Me
take
too.
that stuff.
I only take natural stuff.
Yeah, so like naturopaths, organic section is all over Woolworths now because there's such a demand for it. And Woolies is in every suburb, if not two Woolworths in every suburb in the west. So when I say change is coming, and I talk about Western Sydney a lot, and Western Sydney to like not worry, and change is happening because it is, bro. Like we're lucky enough to be we're in a really good time now with we're experiencing, like every cafe has avo eggs. Do you know what I mean? Like all those things that are good for you.
Yeah, bro, that's so true. But America's the opposite.
Yeah,
America's so different, man. Those areas, it's just like they create more shit to keep them trapped.
I know.
But I also think that a lot of the food, the natural vegetables and fruit we get from these supermarkets, they're sprayed with stuff, even after you wash them.
Yeah, so vegetables are massive. There's a massive talk about the I think it's called glyphosate. I think it is. It's a chemical that they, like a weed killer.
They spray it. Yeah. I saw it on an apple where they put lukewarm water over this apple and rubbed it, and it peels
wax.
off.
That's it. That's a wax. Yeah. So I used to supply the company with the chemical that used to spray the wax.
For your dad's business.
Dad's business.
No way.
Yeah.
How funny is that?
Based in Newcastle.
Yeah, wow. So why the wax? It's a preserve, obviously.
It preserves it, yeah. So with apples, like they have storage rooms where they keep them at. They have I think it's nitrogen oxide or something like that.
Nitrous oxide.
Nitrous oxide, something like that. Yeah. They preserve them in chambers.
Yeah.
And they wax them and they put them in these chambers with that nitrous oxide.
So they can last for ages.
So they last forever. So we've always got supply of apples.
But you're eating wax, right?
Yeah. So they always say, clean it with hot water, apple cider vinegar and stuff like that to get the wax off. But what happens with that glyphosate is when they kill the weed, it absorbs into the soil. So it spreads. Wow. So what happens is when they go to replant and reharvest and all that stuff, it's in the soil already. So it gets into the vegetables.
That's almost built into the vegetables opposed to sprayed.
Yeah, so there's a pretty big court case. I'm not sure if it's finished or whatnot, but someone has got cancer and they blamed it on that chemical as weed killer. and it come.
I saw this.
It come from just eating vegetables.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same thing with the milk. Big overhaul, big recall.
Yeah.
Big E. coli found in milk.
Yeah, that's right.
And bro, it's another topic, right? Milk. It's like we get it from the cow, and then we fuck with it so much, and then they give us what we think is the right stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, man, they would just put their lips on the nip and start to get the milk, right? Whereas we have to go through a certain process to change it. I don't understand they've got to pasteurize it and all that stuff, but
my biggest tip.
Do you drink milk?
Yeah. Oh, I don't really I do drink it, but I don't have it regularly. My biggest tip is to always try and get something, and it'll probably be the most expensive thing, but always try and get something that's closest to its natural form.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Couldn't agree more with that.
So when you look at ingredients, it should only have 2 or 3 ingredients.
Definitely, bro. Yes.
If you're getting something like peanut butter, for example, get a peanut butter that's peanuts only. Don't get one that's got sugar and vegetable oil and all that shit in it.
It changes the whole dynamic of your peanut butter sandwich, though. Right, let's be honest, bro.
But it's actually better.
It tastes better?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the American style peanut butter.
You like that style?
A bit of crunch. But you know what? The one from Aldi's off its head.
Yeah.
It's actually, you can see the skin of the peanuts still in there. It's legit, it's proper. I try and avoid the branded normal ones.
Yeah.
And I actually don't mind almond butter.
Almond butter
is really good.
Yeah.
And my missus got me onto Biscoff. It's not healthy.
Lotus.
But but it's like an alternative to Nutella or to whatever else. But you're right. The closest thing to natural is the best way to go.
Always.
Because bro, you I grow my own. I try and grow my own shit like tomatoes, chilies, herbs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because over Lebanon is probably the greatest example.
Yeah.
You go into any Lebanese restaurant.
Yeah.
Everything is fucking fresh. That day probably even, right?
That's right.
You have a tabbouleh, or you have fattoush, or you have anything vegetable, and it's whoa.
Yeah.
The apples, whoa. You know the fruit. Oh my god.
The apples are good there, eh?
You gotta try the fruit in America, bro. Me and my wife. No.
Oh.
Me and my wife got to LA. This is in 2018. We landed in LA. We were at a hotel by 8:30.
Yeah. Nothing
was open. And we wanted to go and start shopping. Nothing was open. So we go have breakfast in the hotel, and they bring out a plate of fruit, and my missus bites into the apple, and she goes, "Baby, you have to try this apple." And mind you, all the fruit looked like shit, bro. The grapes looked fucked. All looked fucking the apple wasn't clean. It was just looked like a shitty apple. She goes, "Taste this apple." Why am I gonna taste the apple, bro? Took a bite of this apple, Johnny, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Really?
It tasted like an apple, bro. It tasted like an apple. Their eggs are almost fluoro yellow.
Yeah.
Different, bro. The produce over there, produce in Lebanon, it's different to here.
Yeah.
And I seriously think they are fucking with our food here.
Yeah.
Because, bro, you shouldn't have to eat an apple in another country to go oh, that's what an apple tastes like.
Yeah.
Because what you've come, and then you bite into apples again here, and it's okay, so it's they're a bit bland. There's something. It's not and bro, I've had fresh apples off a tree, like my grandfather used to have it.
Yeah.
There's old little green apple trees, the leather tree.
Yeah.
Take a bite of that thing, and it's wow.
Yeah, the mini pears.
Yeah. You have fruit here, and unless it's from a fucking organic farm.
Yeah.
And this is the weirdest thing. My wife goes to that farm, and she'll bring back so much vegetables, and it's a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
And she gets half of that stuff at Woolies, and she pays the same. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
So whoever says that it's more expensive, well, it is, but
the right places.
You have to, but you can't just fall into the trap of, if Woolies is selling it, that's where I'll buy it.
Yeah. Because
Woolies, bro, I try and avoid Woolworths as much as I can.
It's there for convenience, but the convenience is what you pay for.
That's right. And man, people fucking Rogan has the best of both thoughts. He just goes out and shoots wild elk and just kills it and eats it. I'd love to have that opportunity to do that with meat. Yeah. Because again, I find the meat is just tasting the grass-fed and the grain-fed. The difference, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
The salmon, there's so many, bro, you can just know, and even you have sushi, it's just if you have the right places, they're giving you the right fish.
Yeah.
The fresh, non-farmed fish.
Yeah.
And it's so you have to, but the problem is the bank, the convenience aspect. Yeah. If you lose your license and you live 3 streets from Woolies, what are you going to fucking drive to Eastern Creek and Uber?
That's right, yeah.
You're stuck.
That's right.
These are the problems that people are going to face, and bro, the health, Yeah, I'm just starting to see it more and more and more now.
Yeah.
And people are dying more and more sickness and more cancer and more stuff. And, you know, I was always worried about melanomas and skin cancer because of Australia.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is right in front of you. Even down to the water. Like, apparently plastic isn't good for you.
Yeah, it's not.
I always thought heated plastic, obviously you get like the Chinese containers. Why do they call it Chinese containers? Have you ever thought about that? Right? They always call it the
Chinese shops.
Yeah, but they're not Chinese. Maybe I don't know. No, those, who knows, bro?
A lot of them are made in Thailand.
Oh, something like that.
Plastic.
Fuck, who knows? But, you know, those containers, if you reheat food in those, apparently they're not good for you. Or those pre-packed meals with plastic all over them.
Yeah.
Apparently that isn't good either. But bro, like plastic bottles of water. Like I don't drink tap water. I refuse to drink fluoride.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't understand why we have to have fluoride in our water. It doesn't make sense. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
Like we can live without it.
Yeah.
It's actually very harmful. One guy who opened my eyes to was Pete Evans, that celebrity chef, Australian celebrity chef. So he was I've actually hit him up about doing a podcast. I think he might do one. I don't know. I've mentioned it to us last year. I don't know if he's still keen.
He's paleo Pete.
Yeah, he paleo Pete, but he was vegan for a while. And he got sick from being vegan.
Yeah.
And then he went on the paleo diet, and most of his food now is just purely organic, homegrown or healthy stuff.
Yeah.
But the big one was the fluoride. He was the one that opened my eyes to fluoride. You never would have thought it's just tap, right? So now I'm adamant I only drink this off filtered water because I just don't want fluoride. Yeah. I hope this doesn't have fluoride because I'm fucked if it does. Because and even with my son, like when we'd boil his water, it sounds stupid, we'd use this water instead of tap water. Yeah. Because, I don't know, bro, it's like, fuck fluoride, why do we need it? What's the point of it, right?
A lot of people have been getting those filters like on their taps.
Yeah, like the Brita taps. That's on the taps. Yeah, so I think I might change to that.
Yeah.
But even alkaline water. Yeah. Alkaline water's good.
Kangen, a lot of the people are using Kangen water and stuff now.
Yeah, I think you just, you know, going back to growing up, health wasn't such a big thing because like my grandfather died of a heart attack in 2001 or 2002. Yeah. And it was like the only death in our family since and has been forever, knock on wood. And that was like a freak thing. Whereas now people die all the time. It's like very fucking common. Yeah. Young people are dying, older people are dying. And I honestly think, bro, we're just a big one. Like we're Lebanese, we like to barbecue, yeah? Yeah. And we're very fortunate over the years. We've always barbecued with veggies. Like we'll do meat, chickens, and all that stuff. And then we'll throw zucchini on there, potatoes. Yeah. You know, normal. But like you just compare like a fucking American diet, bro. Yeah. Like a standard American diet is probably one of the most revolting things you could ever see.
High trans fats.
It's just all bullshit, man. Yeah. And have you been to the States?
Never. No.
You'll put weight on without even wanting to, bro.
Yeah, I know that.
Even if you eat really well, and you'll spend the highest amount of money on the best quality food, which is really good, but everything's bigger. So you won't go and get a garden side salad this big. It's like this.
Yeah, everyone says that.
They don't have a normal set of rack ribs. They've got dinosaur ribs. Or you want a large Coke. So our medium size is their small. Yeah, our medium. No, our large, is their small, bro. Or their medium. Their large is legit. It's like that.
Fuck me.
I'm going to say... No, they're large. So, you know the Slurpee cups? You got the thin ones and then the wide one? Yeah. It's bigger than that. And it's full. And it's unlimited refills 99% of the time.
And don't they have like a super size as well?
You can go above that. You can get a gallon. I walked into 7-Eleven. So, mind you, 7-Eleven stocks alcohol.
Getting that shit.
Alcohol, food, pizza, kebabs, everything. Yeah. You're walking into it's like you're walking into a fucking lottery, bro. It's the best. But I walked in and I was getting a Slurpee and there was a guy getting a gallon of Coke and he walked in and the thing he had a handle. Like it went under his hand and he fucking stuck it under the thing and pressing it. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like it's astronomically larger. Yeah. But Americans historically have always done things like that. Like you go there and all their cars are the big Chevy 150s, all the F-150s. Huge, bro. Everything's big. Like our standard truck, which is what they call utes, is a Hilux, right? Or a Ranger. Yeah. Whereas they call that a pickup.
Yeah.
And their standard truck or utility is the big Chev or the Ford thing, right?
Yeah.
So organically, everything's bigger, bro.
Yeah.
And you go for a meal or like you go to the baseball even and like they do something what's called tailgating. So tailgating is when you go to the game in your car.
Yeah.
You go to the car, you park. All your mates do the same thing. You pull up, get out of the car. Eskies are full of drinks. You start drinking. You get yourself smashed. Then you go inside. And then you keep drinking. But you're not going in and getting a schooner of beer. Like you'll get a 500 ml can of beer, right? Or the hot dog's this big.
Fuck, man.
Or you get like a I don't know, nacho chips. And it's like 3 times the size and it's full of cheese sauce and it's all this stuff. Nice. And these guys are plowing through it and they're big boys, bro.
Yeah.
And I'd have to say, I'd hate to be a toilet in America. Because you'd just be looking up, getting shat on by the fucking fattest dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know how I went there, but it was like, and they're all big, bro. And the ones that aren't big are the ones that live near health stores or Whole Foods or organic stores.
Yeah.
They're in the yoga. And they're the ones that get teased. They're the ones that get put on because they're the small guy. They're the healthy one. I promise you, I've seen it with my own eyes. But that's crazy, bro. I don't think any Australians wouldn't last very long over there because I put on 2.5 weeks. I reckon I put on about 8 kilos, maybe 7.
Fuck.
And bro,
big weight.
I was walking heaps, bro.
Yeah.
Heaps. I mean, like, I've been twice, 3 times. The first time, bro, I blew my mind how many steps I was in New York, bro. So I was walking, but you can't help but put on the weight because you're drinking, partying, cheese, weed, food. So you can't help it. But the last time with my wife, bro, it was so bad. And even if you try and eat, like if you just want to have eggs and bacon, you get like 15 eggs and 400 slices of bacon. Well, I just want 2 eggs and a piece of, like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So I think, like...
And they cook in shit oil and stuff like that.
And a lot of their stuff, like me and my wife, we love deep fried. Whoever doesn't like deep fried food, like, all right, don't live off it, but it's nice, right? Yeah. We wanted to really have a good southern meal. Like, you know, the chicken, fried chicken,
waffles and shit.
The cornbread, the collard greens. We did all that, bro. Awesome. Oh my God, it tastes amazing. Add wheat to it, it blows your mind. But wow, it's heavy, man. It's really heavy. And they use a lot of cheese. So much cheese. Like, everything's got cheese. Everything's got cheese or bacon or sugar or salt. It's like, we found one cafe that was like an Australian type cafe, and I was getting like quinoa bowls with bacon and rye and eggs, and I love that. I love eating like that. Yeah. But you pay double the price, you know. You go to McDonald's. Their McDonald's and their fast food is, bro, 10 times cheaper than ours. Like, you'd really not spend anywhere. Like, I went to Wendy's and I got a thick shake for 50 cents.
What the?
Unheard of, right? You get like a 30-cent cone here.
But they're making it accessible, like so.
They want to, but this is the thing. They want it to be accessible because they don't give a fuck. They see the dollars. Yeah. It's like America's got how many? 350 million people or something. Yeah. How many it's got?
Yeah, something like that.
Work out a fucking spreadsheet and a percentage. You're like, yeah, man, we can capitalize here. Let's do it. Wow. But when you get into the nicer parts, like the middle to higher class suburbs, you know, you go into Beverly Hills, going to Malibu, there's no McDonald's, you don't see nothing. It's all cafes and restaurants and bars and all this stuff. But you head into the south part or the west part or whatever part it is, that's the ghetto or what they call it. Yeah. That's horseshit. It's fucked. That's how the world works, I guess. You know, like you're not going to see a fucking organic fruit shop in Mount Druitt, are you? Like, let's be honest, in the middle of fucking Tregear. Yeah. You know, like, it's just not heard of.
Yeah. It's slow, like, it's changing.
It slowly. Is. Bro, Mount Druitt has changed. I never thought I'd see property in Mount Druitt sell for $1 million. Yeah. And it's changed to the point, like, I used to avoid it at all costs when I was growing up. And I went to school around there. I went to school in St. Andrews, Marion, so not far from Mount Druitt. Yeah. But I sort of born and bred around Blacktown and Parramatta. Parramatta moved to Blacktown and then sort of pretty much finished in Blacktown. Yeah. But the, bro, it used to be bad. Like, real bad, man. Yeah. Like, much worse. Much worse.
It's all sort of changed now. Like, people are buying investment properties and stuff out there.
Yeah, that's what took it off. But my cousin bought a property there near the church. Yeah. It was like $1 million in Mount Druitt. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. $1 million in Mount Druitt. Yeah. Like, do realise it's Mount Druitt, but it's gone through the roof. Bro, it's actually crazy. I forgot. I wanted to ask you something about health. I don't keep going back and forth, but have you tried CBD oil?
No, never, no.
I'd be really interested to know what you think about CBD.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't use weed and all that.
Yeah.
And there's a big stigma around marijuana, but CBD.
People using it for anti-inflammatory.
So there's a topical for it, but the actual oil to take it as a supplement each day, it's almost life changing, bro.
Yeah. I've heard. I think it's 2 cancer patients now who I know who treated. They got the chemo, but they were treating with oil. CBD.
CBD or THC oil. I think it would have been the cannabis oil because CBD.
Maybe it was THC.
It would be the cannabis oil because what they do is extract the whole amount, like the THC and everything, and that helps the body.
Yeah.
So THC is a psychoactive part. That's if you're sick and you're going through chemo, THC is the best thing for you because it brings on your appetite.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of cancer patients that I've met and known who have unfortunately passed, we gave them that, but they lose their appetite. Bro. And you see anyone that's got cancer, man, I'm getting chills. I hate it. They become skinny. It zaps their life, man. They've got nothing left. And the body's mechanism to defend itself gets removed by chemo because it attacks all the good cells.
Yeah.
Right? So it literally goes in like a bull in a china shop and just wipes out everything.
Yeah.
And then lets your body figure out if it can defend itself again.
Yeah.
Problem is people that go through chemo, they can't be in around anyone sick. That's why they got the mask and all that, right? Because they can't contract anything because they're gone.
Yeah.
What the marijuana does, whether it be psychoactive or not, if they're using it to treat cancer, it actually protects the good cells. So what it does, it almost puts its arms around the cells. When the chemo's there, it's shielding it from the chemo.
Yeah.
So while the chemo's eradicating the cancer, the good cells are still there. So when your body's done with the chemo and it needs to rebuild, it's almost like the bushfires with the plants regrow.
Yeah.
Same thing, it just grows and things come back to life.
Yeah.
Because it's still got something to work off.
That's right.
But if you disintegrate everything and then try and build it from nothing.
Yeah.
And mind you, when you go through, like my auntie had it, bro. My dad's sister, my godmother.
Yeah.
She survived. She's in remission now. My brother's mother-in-law had it too. My brother's mother-in-law was straightening her hair, and she noticed a bump in her hair after straightening. Didn't go for like a week or 2. Went to the doctor. She was stage 4 stomach cancer. What travelled from her stomach up to her head, bro.
Wow.
And instantly going through all that stuff, chemo. She didn't use the oils or nothing like that. And she's got really good faith, and I think God pulled through and helped her. Man. But seeing people with it withers them, bro. Disintegrates their life, their body, their mind. The biggest one is mind. Yeah. Because you get to the point where it's like it's over.
Yeah, the fear.
My body's gone, the hair's gone. I've got nothing left. And what this marijuana does, obviously the THC creates a bit of the psychoactive part. It helps you with the stresses of it. Helps you with dealing with it, but helps you to eat. But on top of that, bro, doctors have actually said that cannabis causes cancer to commit suicide. Literally.
Yeah, wow.
Because it almost goes in and it's got like it's gunning for it. And it's like, don't fucking touch the cells, get out of the way. And it protects your body. This is why CBD is it's a different type of oil. But that type of oil I use it for anxiety, for stress. Yeah. To sleep, just for general. It's like a multivitamin. Honestly, like I take, every day I take 2 nootropics. Yeah. I take Alpha Brain from Joe Rogan's on it. Yeah. Fucking wow. Yeah. Wow. Honestly, bro, I don't care what anybody says. It is ridiculous. Really? It's so good, man. Yeah. Like, there's some I've tried here that are similar, the Alpha Plus or something, but this one, bro, for some reason, man, it just does.
What's the brand?
It's called Onnit. ONNIT.
Oh, yeah.
If you listen to his shit, he was 7 or 8 minutes of his podcast is advertising, and he was talking about Onnit. Yeah. Alpha Brain, it's really good. Really good if you're flying. So if you get off a flight and you're jet lagged, boom, put your circadian rhythm back into working order. The biggest thing I noticed was if you have a big night, like if you smoke a bit of weed or you drink, or if you don't have a good night's sleep, it just mental sharpness comes back. Yeah. So I take that. I take a multivitamin. I take turmeric, and I take started taking this thing called Daily Restore to my gut. I'm trying to that's a bit weird, but I take them every day, man. And then the CBD with it, it's just like a nice little bundle pack in the morning. But I'd really be interested to know what you think of it, bro, because it's really
interesting
for recovery.
Do they sell them here?
I bought mine online from Texas.
Yeah, so they bring them in from the States.
I don't know what the legalities are anymore on CBD, but it shouldn't be a conversation, right? It's just as simple as it's just a plant. Whether you want to smoke it or eat it or use it for medicine, it shouldn't be a discussion. It's like if you want to use tomatoes on your salad or put it in your lasagna. It shouldn't be a question. It's the same fucking thing. But I've noticed a big difference, and I always like to ask people that are in sport.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that are in sport in Australia don't use it because they can't access it or they don't know about it.
A lot of the UFC fighters
Heaps, bro.
Yeah, they're all promoting it now.
All of them, man. Because it ties in really well with fighting.
The biggest thing for them is they use it
topical.
Anti-inflammatory. Post-fight.
Big time, bro.
So they recover faster.
It's a crazy thing because your body's actually got CBD receptors in it.
Yeah.
So it's like your body... This substance that comes out of a plant is in your body already. Why shouldn't you give it to your body if it's in your body? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
That's where I see it. I'm like, whether it's in the plant form, the smoke form, the CBD oil form, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's in the receptors in your body, you know, it's like you plug in your wall. It's got the fucking the
socket.
The socket. Just plug it in. Yeah. You know, by not plugging it in, you're actually, you know. But again, this is everybody's got their own choices and make your decisions and try things.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not sitting there saying, "I'll punch 5,000 cones."
No.
You know, but I really found a great help out of it. I found that it helps me with anxiety, but the biggest one was sleep and stress, man. Like I was talking to my barber today, and he was saying his missus is fucking stressed, like real bad. She's had anxiety really bad for years.
Yeah.
He's Muslim, so he doesn't drink or anything like that. I said, bro, you really, really need to get us some CBD oil.
Yeah.
I really think you should try it. I just give it a go. I said, bro, there's no harm. There's no chemical that's gonna, there's nothing. You can have liters of it. Nothing will happen to you. There's nothing. You don't get a buzz after it. It's just like nothing. You don't feel anything. You get more of a buzz from a coffee. Yeah. Like absolutely nothing. Yeah. But what it does, it like slowly releases throughout the day, and then you just feel better. It's like a general well-being thing. I really speak quite highly of it. I even gave a bottle to my mum. Yeah. My fucking parents busted my stash before I got married. So the topic of weed's always been pretty prominent. Yeah. Funny as actually, man, I fucking got home and I went to roll the joint. There was no stash there. Fuck. I looked. I used to stash it like roll deep in my cupboard, like just right at the end. Throw shit. I said like on the floor, put it under stuff. So if you had to rip everything out to get to it, literally, I had a way of just digging my hand under and like grabbing it right. And I get home, there's no weed, so I don't say anything. Yep. Wake up the next day. I get home from work. I'm like, Mum, Dad, there's something missing from my room. Like, really? And I just bought like a fresh ounce, bro. Anyways, had to sit him down, like literally sit him down, like we're doing now. And I'm like, look, I don't want you to think anything bad. Yeah. What you know of marijuana, you need to stop what you think of it because it's not what you think. Yeah. So what you've showed me it to be is not what it is. Yeah. That's all you've been taught. That's just, again, product of your environment. Your parents said it's wrong. Their parents said it's wrong.
That's right, yeah.
And because the government said it was wrong, so you guys just organically think it's wrong. I said, the biggest change in my life has been the drinking, right? Because I used to be a very heavy drinker. But in our culture, being Hachiti from Lebanon, in Western Sydney, all we do is drink. It's in our psyche. It's built in. Even if you stop drinking, if you don't drink at all, but you go to a wedding and you'll feel like a drink, you'll drink. Like you'll keep going too. It's just part of how we've been raised.
Yeah.
Like it's in there.
So from the mountain, bro.
Yeah, mate.
So all they have to do is drink.
That's it.
Piss.
That's it. No, and it's just, and I have no problem with that. But it was a change where I was like, I'm sick of drinking. I can't be fucked anymore. Yeah. Too much effort. You can't drive. You can't do anything. You can't literally. You have too much. You can't. You have to wait. Yeah. The pot was a healthier alternative. It doesn't inhibit anything. Yeah. So it doesn't stop you from going to function. It doesn't stop you from training. I used to have it before I trained. Yeah. Just the tiniest bit before yoga. Tiniest bit. Yeah. Because it puts you in a really good space, and you're doing chin-ups and you can hear yourself breathing, and you're like, I never really paid attention to my breathing before. Yeah. Like you do, because you're like, but then it's like, I can hear nothing but my breathing. Yeah. But I can still hear my music. Yeah. But because that's what your body is focused on at the time. Yeah. So I started explaining to them how it's helped me with stresses, anxiety, sleep, just generally benefit to it. And they're like, okay. And they saw it, and they still see it. And bro, I'm not getting worse. You know, big bike because I use pot. You know, my son's got food, my wife's got food. I've got a roof over their head. I go to work, I pay my taxes. Yeah, nothing's changed. Yeah. If anything, it's just enhanced my meals and my, it makes things much better. But no, it's interesting because I sort of question why, like I know people don't use it because it's illegal.
What did they say about, all I've heard was like, it fries your brain.
So that's what I heard
So
too.
where does that come from? And like when does it fry your brain? Does it fry your brain?
All right. I'm going to say Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, and Cheech and Chong, right? They're still pretty normal, right?
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa smokes an ounce a week.
They say
an ounce a week.
This guy's got one of the highest IQs
in
the world.
Something like that.
Some bullshit.
But an ounce of weed is 28 grams. Okay, so this guy's consuming 28 grams of weed a week.
Let's say that in sticks.
28 sticks.
28
a gram
sticks.
A gram is a stick.
Okay.
So he's doing 28 sticks a week.
Okay.
So he's doing a fuckload of weed.
There's smokers watching this saying, that's easy.
Nah, bro. I smoke and that's
28 a day.
That's not easy, bro.
Yeah.
And he's smoking blunts, big joint. Like he's rolling. He's not fucking around.
Yeah.
He's young too, 25 or 26.
Yeah.
He's not the way to look at it. That was just being a dickhead saying, look at these guys.
Yeah.
Wet fries your brain. So we were told that it gives you schizophrenia. You become a degenerate. What else was it? Fries your brain.
Is there chemicals in it?
No. This is the thing, bro.
So
the chemicals in it are natural chemicals that the plant itself produces.
So when you go to a deal off the street,
okay,
there's some shit stuff out there. Is that what it is?
Okay, so you can get stuff that's sprayed. They'll spray with morphine because it's shit bud, and they want it to get more high from it.
Yeah.
Where you'll know that is if you cough a fuckload.
Yeah. It's chemicals.
It's chemicals.
Yeah,
a lot of the time it's chemical.
Yeah.
So, bro, the stigma around it, it's crazy. Okay, they've got scientific proof that it doesn't give you schizophrenia. The only way people get schizophrenia is if they have the schizophrenic tendencies already built into their bodies.
Yeah.
So if it's a hereditary thing, and you dabble with marijuana, it can send you, right? But there's no link. It's like if you smoke a joint, it's going to bring on something. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because my thought is that the receptors are here in your body already.
Yeah.
So your body sort of already knows what to expect almost. So I think these things, if your body's housing bad things, or if you're in a bad mindset and you use it, it could lead to bad things.
Yeah.
But in terms of frying your brain, bro, too much of anything can fry your fucking brain. Let's be honest, right? Yeah. Smoking regularly.
How do people know how much is too much?
Well, see, the thing with pot is it's different to alcohol. Alcohol, your body will say, I can't handle any more, stop, and it vomits, right? Weed does that for some people where your terminology is greening out, where they'll have way too much, they'll just get too high, throw up, pass out.
Yeah.
Never happened to me before, ever. But with pot, it's not like alcohol. It's not the same because alcohol goes through your blood, your stomach, your pancreas, your liver. It's got to break it down, process it, and your body's got to get rid of it. Whereas pot just sort of, you breathe it in, goes through your blood a bit, and after time passes, the actual chemicals have subsided because it's gone, because you're not eating it, unless you do eat it, which is a different story. So I don't see how it rots your brain, or it fries your brain, or it gives you all these things causing cancers even. It's fucking doing the opposite.
Yeah.
There's actually proof, bro, that so marijuana on its own and tobacco next to each other, tobacco creates irreparable damage to your lungs, whereas marijuana, if you smoke a lot, will damage, but it's repairable because there's no toxins in the plant. You're just cooking a plant in its natural state.
Yeah.
That's one of the other things, bro. It's not like, all right, cocaine is a plant, but then there's a process. They've got to dry the leaf and then this and then this and then this and then jump on it and wire and it becomes powder, right?
Yeah.
Even heroin to a certain degree, even all these other drugs. But marijuana is just picked, dried and used.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's the process. If you try to fuck with it, obviously you have these people that spray it or whatever.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, because it's coming from where it's just from its natural state.
Yeah.
There's really nothing to it.
I get you.
So I find it difficult to understand why it's so outlawed, but drinking isn't.
Yeah.
And I know drinking and tobacco effects on the body and this economy are astronomical, bro.
Yeah.
Like drink driving, accidents, we've seen it.
Drinking,
tobacco, all of these vices that are so accepted by our society are so overlooked, right? Because the problem is indirect. It's not straight away. It's over a few years. Families are destroyed by gamblers or heavy drinkers. It takes time. It chips away slowly. whereas marijuana is a little bit different. You know, for the average Joe, having a joint after work as opposed to a 6-pack, he's going to be a much better person, much better parent, much better everything, because it's not affecting you the same way. Yeah. So, bro, I've been dabbling with marijuana for some time now. It's still a choice. There's no I need it, because if I did, I'd be waking up and throughout my day I'd be using it. I need to use it, but I don't. I've met people that have used it during the day. I've met people that are that addicted to it. I've met people that have gone to rehab for it because they started, bro, at 16, 17, where their brain's forming. The thing with marijuana, the only thing, right, and you're probably thinking I'm talking about some miracle drug here, but if it's used too young, like sub 25, it can actually impair your brain because your brain's still forming. So they say at 25 is the age when your brain's fully formed. If you fuck with it with pot or drugs, you can actually do some damage, right? Which makes complete sense. Alcohol, same thing, but like if you drink really early, you're going to become a fucking raging alcoholic, right? And alcohol slowly rots your liver, slowly rots your kidney, slowly rots your body, stomach, everything. So, man, I don't know. Seeing it in the world, like in Amsterdam, America, and how normal it is, that's what was the big eye opener, because it wasn't a big thing, which it shouldn't be. I don't think it should be a discussion. It should be like, whatever. Can drink, whatever. As long as you don't kill anybody doing it. Right?
that's what I'm thinking. Like if people just start doing it, I mean, if there's something that comes of it, then you deal with it when you get there, kind of thing.
Bro, there's no epidemic where people are driving high and killing people. That's the other thing. There's not enough statistical data, or if there is, they're not showing us. But I highly doubt that there is an epidemic where marijuana is causing people to die on the roads. That's why it's legal. It's unheard of. Unheard of, man. So it's very hard to put next to alcohol and compare. Whereas a lot of people do that. Even I find myself sometimes doing it, but it's in its own category because it's got so much to offer than just getting high. The CBD, like even the leaves of the plant, put into a juicer. With celery, with kale, it's as good, if not better. The nutrients in that plant are phenomenal. So you ask yourself the question. We should probably wrap up. So we've got 2 hours, man. The plant itself heals. Okay, it's healing people. We know it is. Scientists are proving that it's healing people. They're documenting that it's killing cancer.
I've seen like autism.
Autism's huge, bro. Epilepsy, huge. Bro, look, every time. It gets me because I know people with kids that have autism and they're helping the kids with marijuana because it's the only thing. Because what happens when you go to the doctor? How many fucking white tablets do they feed you? Cancer. Remember my auntie? After her treatment, she has to take tablets for the rest of her life. The rest of her life. I'd rather get high the rest of my life than take tablets the rest of my life, right? But it's growing naturally, right? I know the movie Friday put this out there, but God put it on the earth, right? Why is it here? Okay, if it's healing and it's here and people can enjoy themselves and relax with it. Hello.
I get it.
It grows.
I think it's slowly coming in now. I think slowly.
But the funniest thing is, it's a weed, right? It's a weed. You know the weeds that grow on the side of the ground. Same concept, bro. It grows anywhere. It grows in the harshest climate. It grows the best in Australia, America, where it's hot, like California, Afghanistan, Lebanon, where it's astronomically hot because it thrives on the heat because it's fucking weed. So it doesn't impact the economy in the wrong way. You don't have to set up big infrastructures to do it. You can just throw it outside. You have to build a factory for it. You may need to if you're doing huge amounts. But you get my drift. You get the gist of it, right? It's like, bro, I know, and it's going to come through eventually. But I think it's an interesting subject.
It is.
It's a very interesting subject because a lot of us have grown up thinking like exactly how you said it. It fries your brain, the stigma around it. It's just passed on from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. But bro, fucking an hour and 54 minutes. Wow.
That's us.
Wrap
Thanks
it up.
for having me, bro.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for your time again. Awesome, man. We had fun. We'll do it again.
Do it again.
Fucking no. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. All the best.
Thank you.